Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Jennifer Scott, mindset and manifestation coach that helps people create a life that they love, often a business that they love as well. And I'm here and I am so excited because tonight is the start of my weekly live show, Create It. So every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or at least as close to that as possible, I will be here with you, hanging out with you, talking about how to master your mindset, manifest your desires, and create a life you love to live. This has been a passion of mine and something that I have been doing for a long time. And just recently, I decided that it's time to step it up and come out and really start to get focused on helping people with the formula. There's a 3-part formula that makes you a manifesting master and ultimately a conscious creator of the life that you want to live. So for those of you who've been following me for a bit, or watch my stuff or read my emails, I'm big on radical responsibility, right? To take radical responsibility to create a life you actually want to have. A business that you love, relationships that you love, happiness. Whatever it is that you want to create, it doesn't actually matter because the formula is the same. And I want to just help out you and make this all happen and just keep it going by taking radical responsibility to consciously start creating the life that you desire. Like I just said, we're always manifesting and creating what we see. Sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. And we're going to go into that on this show, not tonight, but over time, we are going to dig deep. And I really want to give you something that you can look back on, you can watch later on, and you can learn from a practice that I've been following for a long time. Okay, so let's get started with tonight's topic. What does it actually mean to manifest your desires? There's a lot of misconceptions with this. And obviously I'm talking from my point of reference and from where it's my perspective of where I've come from with my clients, my own personal life, and my studies and everything that has accumulated to give me my opinion and point of view. Hey Daria, how's it going? Awesome. And to give everyone, or from my point of view. But what it actually means to create a life that you love to live is you are, not that you get to a place where everything is perfect, or you get to a place where you never have a difficult time, or you never have challenges or trial or errors. But what it means is you get tools and strategies and ways of looking at the world and living in a more tuned in way that you start to be able to consciously make better decisions and go towards your goals and create what you desire. So sometimes there's this misconception that manifesting is this real woo-woo sort of idea with, a bunch of patchouli and crystals and all your fun deck of cards and your powerful thoughts. And it's so cool if that is what it is for you and how you get tuned in. That's awesome. But that doesn't mean that it's the entire story and what it really is. Manifesting is something you do every single day. To become a master at manifesting, it just means that you start to consciously create it rather than just unconsciously let your life happen and be a victim to whatever is going on. This is not to talk about tough times or hard times. The world is still going to happen. Things still fall apart. Tough times are had. It's like I said, it's not that everything becomes perfect, but you start to develop a way to look at even the imperfections, which is ultimately making more of a conscious choice on how you approach things, which then leads into consciously creating what you desire, which is even through the hard times, you can have more of a choice on how you're going to navigate that. So that's what this is all about. That's what this show is about. And of course, it's all about getting in touch with your desires and your dreams, and having a goal that you really want to make happen, and then using the things like the law of the universe or law of attraction and all the other laws of polarity and laws of similarities and like laws that are there to support you that naturally occur anyway. Yes, it's about learning that. Yes, it's about changing your mindset. I mean, if you're walking around with an I can't attitude, well then of course you won't. Right? So there's your mindset. And then also ultimately, it's about actually using strategy to make it happen, right? A really simple example for that is if you want to manifest, and all the word manifest means is just creating something with intention. That's all it is. So if you want to manifest something, you want to create something, let's take like a healthy body, for example. Okay, well, you can get in touch with that desire. You can get your mind in line with that. Like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. You can do your visualization. You can do your affirmations. You can do all the stuff that you do. But if you just sit down and continue like doing the same things, not moving, not eating healthy, making no changes. So that's the action part of manifestation and creating what you desire, is you have to go and take action. So if you're just wanting, like thinking about making a change, but you don't actually go out there and do something, then it's never going to happen, right? So we're going to dive deep. Like I said, I'm going to be here every Monday night. It's going to be awesome. So and obviously like ask questions, like, and even if the Facebook Live's over, ask questions, post comments, I will keep track of the feed and help you along the week as well. So for tonight, I want you to consider this week, for the following week, before next week's show, and I'll post some reminders and things like that as the week goes on. But I'd like you to think about this 3-part formula to manifesting or creating whatever it is you desire in your life. And so this is how I look at it. And I was really missing a big piece of this. There's some things that I've created really well in my life with like intention, and I made it happen and it was sustainable and it's been awesome. And then there's other things that I've gone to create and work on and manifest, and I'm like, it ain't happening. Like, this is not working. And so it set me back a bit, a lot, like in this last year or so, where I really wanted to understand, like, is this just all a bunch of bull? Like, is there actually a formula? Like, do we know what we're doing? Listening to Abraham Hicks and reading all the books and listening to all the things that these wonderful teachers teach us about getting in touch with your power and the power of now, and, yada, 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 can go on forever. But does it actually work? Because in my experience, it works really well on a few things, and then some other stuff, it's like awful. So nothing seems to move. And so what I did was I started to look at something I was really stuck in manifesting, something I really wanted to make happen in my life. And I started to look at it and compare it to something that I had intentionally used all the strategies and tools that I had learned through the years, and even way before I even started my business. And I compared the two to see what was the difference, what was missing. And it took some time, and I went back and forth, and the answer, when it did come, was so obvious. And now, of course, because now I think it, I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere. Like, I listen to Gabrielle Bernstein, highly recommend her stuff. She's a fantastic teacher. I listen to Gabrielle Bernstein's stuff and like get her weekly membership or weekly email. And just today or last week, it was either this one or last week, she was talking about these 3 things. So it's always been there, right? And here it is. I use different words, but you'll start to see if you just look around. Gabrielle Bernstein might use 3 different words, or somebody else might explain it differently. It doesn't really matter. We're all at the end of the day teaching the same stuff. It's just what resonates with you. Okay, so here we go. What I realized was when I manifested or created something that I really wanted and it actually happened, like then I like got the thing, okay, whatever that was, I was aligned, right? So it felt good. It wasn't something that I wanted because somebody else told me that I needed to do it. It wasn't what I wanted, something I wanted because my ego was like, yeah, you'll be awesome if you get this thing. It was a real true desire. It made me feel good. It made me get excited, like all those feelings, you know, you gotta feel it before you see it kind of idea. It felt good. And the feeling is the alignment. It's in aligned with what you really want to have happen. Okay. So it's like your purpose, you know, it's good with you. It's aligned. So that was there. The next thing that was there was I believed it. I believed it was possible. So that's your mindset, right? So you'll see all this stuff like mindset this, mindset that, mindset growth. Your mindset is that word is 2 years ago, I hadn't even heard of it, and now it's everywhere. But it's that you believe it, right? So you can think of the alignment like your heart, you know, like your truth, your center. Mindset is like, do you actually believe that you can achieve that? Do you believe in your dream? Do you believe that it's possible for you? Right? So you could be really aligned and feel like, I've always had this feeling that you're meant for this, or you've always had this feeling that you want to create this, you fill in the blank. But if you grew up or had a lot of, experiences where you were told that you weren't deserving of stuff, or, dreams just don't come true, or this is hard, or you're not good enough, or, all of that stuff, then your brain, your mindset is not going to be in alignment with what your heart or truth wants. It's not going to believe it, right? So first you feel it, there's your dream, you want it. Then you believe it, okay? And you really, really cultivate a mindset that believes in what your dreams can achieve and believes in you. Then the third thing that I had was I actually took action. I actually took some action. So I didn't just feel it. I didn't just think it. And I didn't just race around trying to take a bunch of action, trying to figure out how I was going there. Or the opposite, I didn't just sit and do nothing. And this is a huge, huge aha for me. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced something like that. Like when you realize something, you have like a realization, and it seems so obvious, right? But it just had eluded you for a long time. So this was it for me. And like I said, then I just started seeing it everywhere around me. And people that I've worked with, we have talked about this kind of stuff, and it was like, but it was patchy and it just didn't all fit together until I really compared it to what was happening in my life and in my manifestation and creation goals. So then I looked at what I was struggling to create and make happen. And sure enough, I didn't have the mindset piece. The mindset piece was really off. I did want it. I did desire it. I knew that it was good and in alignment, and the feeling was there, and I was excited about it. I did take action. I did go and, do different strategies and work things out and, really try to make it happen. But I did not believe it. I did not believe it was possible. And so once I did this comparison, that's when I was like, okay, that's it. This is it. We're going to go. I'm going out here. I'm going to teach you guys. I want you to learn this for yourself. And I want you to really help you along the way, help you. For those of you who want to create what it is that you desire, There is a 3-part formula. And here's the thing that brings me back to the beginning of the show, though, is that doesn't mean it's always easy. That doesn't mean it's always tulips and butterflies. And one of the things that you'll hear me talk a lot about is contrast is one of the biggest gifts you can get in your journey to manifest whatever it is that you desire. So contrast is that you go through an experience of the exact opposite of what you want, right? So if you want, like if you truly desire to like, abundance is important to you and like security is important to you. So, you know, you want to create some more financial stability and you want to like really work on your money mindset and all that good stuff and create more abundance for yourself. That's all great. But you might go through, and a lot of people do, a period of time where you're like so broke it's ridiculous. When you're in debt, when you can't seem to get anything going, where, you know, your job doesn't really feel that exciting. I mean, it's paycheck to paycheck. It's like tough, right? Well, what's happening during that time is it's making you desire the opposite even more. So contrast is a really important part of manifesting because it's helping you get like really like, no, seriously, I want to create this, motivated and even more in alignment with why you want it to happen. Okay. So I'm going to teach you this 3-part formula. The show is going to be about this. It's going to be awesome every Monday night. Tune in and like share it with your friends and like, let's make this happen. But don't think that this is like a quick fix solution. And also when it comes to those quick fix solutions, stay away from them. Like if you're a business owner or you're an entrepreneur out there on the online world and you're watching this right now because you want to create a business that you love, like, and you're just starting and you barely have a following and you don't really have many people and like you haven't even made many sales, don't follow something that's telling you you're going to make $10,000 in 5 minutes. Like, right? Like get realistic, get aligned, get your head, believing you can do it, and then add the strategy and the action to make it happen. Don't expect quick fixes. Don't expect it overnight. Don't be afraid of contrast and the exact opposite of what it is that you want to manifest. And watch, look at, compare the things in your life that you've created pretty easily. Maybe that's a fantastic relationship, a great marriage. Maybe you're a good parent, successful online business owner. You have great financial health, right? Whatever it is, like look at that. Was it something that you felt good about? Was it something that brought joy to your life and that you really liked? You know, did you believe that it was possible to make that happen? And then did you take strategies to make it happen? And see if all 3 of those things were there. And sometimes we don't realize what we've created. We don't even realize the great stuff we've created because we thought it just happened to us or happened easily to us, right? But look at that. It can happen easily. And if you follow Abraham Hicks, if you listen to that stuff, yes, it can happen like that, right? Course in Miracles says there is no order of difficulty in miracles. Because if you're aligned, if your mindset's there and you're taking action, it will happen fast because there's nothing blocking you. Right? But then compare it to something else that you've struggled with. Maybe it's a pattern you've had your whole life. Maybe it's, you have been working on your business for what feels like forever and it's not working. Look honestly at that. How much time do you spend tuning in and getting aligned with what it is you really want to create from this business? Do you actually believe it can happen? And then are you taking strategies to make it happen consistently? Consistently. I use diet, exercise, healthy living so much as an example because first of all, that's something that I've created and work on is eating healthy, living healthy, you know, exercise, all that stuff, taking care of my body. But it's so good when it comes to like using it as an example about manifesting. You can be in line, have like thinking of it, everything. But if you are like go stop, so you follow your eating plan for 1 week, then you don't for like 3 days, and then like you're back on track again, and then you're off again for another week, and then you're on for 3 weeks, and then off for a month. Like, that's not consistent, right? So you're not really going to get far or see the evidence of, you know, your creation goal of like creating a healthy body if you're like go stop all the time, right? So that's another example. So are you taking action consistently? It's not just taking action. Actually, I'm going to change that. It's taking action consistently. So yes, for this week, do that. Do a comparison. Things that have come easily to you in your life that you really are grateful for and love. You know, were you aligned? Did you believe it was possible? And did you take action to make it happen? Compared to something you've been wanting and you struggle to create it, or it just always feels like it's like eluding you or off track. Are you aligned? Do you really believe it's possible? And are you taking consistent action to make it happen? So that's what we're going to be doing. That's how you create it. It being whatever you want. That's how you create it. So I hope to see you here next Monday. And yeah, we're going to be diving in deeper to the first part of it, which is alignment, right? Do you feel it? You got to feel it. You got to feel it before anything. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. It's the first one. Very excited. And I will see you next Monday. Hit me up with any questions you have when you're watching the replay. And yeah, welcome to the Create It Show. I'm Jennifer Scott, and I will see you next week. Bye.